Welcome to Power User with Crash Long Johnson. That's me. In this video, we're going to do CAT2 SharePoint list archive with append comments. This is going to extend or build upon a previous video, CAT2 SharePoint list archive with multi-selection. Now, what this means is in your SharePoint, you might have a multi-line text column, but then you have turned on the append. Well, we're going to show how to deal with that, so that way when you archive from your main list that has the append comments to your archive list, that you want to be able to capture all those appended comments. Now, first off, I want to definitely give a shout out to Microsoft Value Professional MVP, Daniel Christian. For being able to do this, I did glean some information from his video back in 2020. Now, my layout's a little bit different as far as within the Automate, but definitely want to give him a shout out. So thank you, Daniel Christian. I have also supplied a link in my comment section or description section, so that way you can also check out Daniel Christian YouTube channel for other Power Apps, Power Automate, and Office 365 information. With that said, let's get started and jump over to the computer. Now that we're at the computer, you see that I want to be able to first show kind of what this is all tying to, because again, not sure if everybody's familiar with the append comments as far as like appending the multi-line text. So what we have here is we got our multi-person, multi-choice, and we got append comments. So in this case, this is our multi-line text column. And what we're talking about is right here where you can turn on append changes to existing text. So that is to yes. And what that looks like, if I go ahead and pick one and hit edit, then here is all the text. So it's being submitted after edits, whatever. So here, comment 1, 2, and 3, the name, timestamp, stuff like that. Well, we want to be able to get that over to another archive list, but have that where it's in a nice little format so you can see all the different times that there was a append to the comments. So looking at our SharePoint list, again, we got our SharePoint list, we got multi-choice, multi-people, and comments. And this is our comment. This is again our multi-lines of text. We turned on the append text. Then we have our archive comment, and we got our multi-choice, multi-people. Same thing with those two, where it's allowing multiple selection, multiple people selection, multiple choice selection. And then for our comments is our multi-line of text. And the difference here is for this one, we're just going to turn on use the enhance rich text, and we're going to leave append off. So we're going to go ahead and close out that. So let's jump over to our Automate here. So if you haven't watched the CAT2 SharePoint list archive multi-selection, go check that out because that video kind of ties into this one. That previous video, all the pieces that you see currently are from that video, kind of tying it together. So definitely check that out if you haven't, but we'll continue on here. So let's go ahead and add in some pieces that we're needing. So what we're going to do is we're going to do add an action. And our action, we're going to do send an HTTP. And what we're after is we're after the SharePoint, send an HTTP request to SharePoint. I'm going to minimize that real quick. I'm going to move this up and then right above everything. So we're going to have it at first. Now the site address, I'm going to pick the SharePoint site where my list is at, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to change the method to post. And then URI is going to be pretty lengthy, but let's go ahead and show that because it has to be pretty exact, because if it's not exact, you're going to get some errors. So the URI we got here is this whole piece right here that's going to help get everything that we need to get things pulled back and get into a table. So as we see here, let's just focus on the stuff that's actually in curly brackets, because that's where places you're going to replace stuff with your own. So in this case, it's, you know, these curly brackets, what's in there, and the curly brackets you'll remove, you'll replace that with the list name. In my case, it's CAT2 comments. And then for items, it's going to be in the curly brackets, it's going to be ID. And then this last curly bracket, it's going to be insert the column comment name. So in my case, it's just the column is called comments. So down here, you can see kind of what that would look like a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and take this now from, there is like no spaces as far as like, there might be spaces in your wording where you have your insert list name or insert column name, but everything else after this question mark, there's no space. Directly be typing in right after that question mark, the $sign. The only space is this between the modified account, but no space after the equals there. Let's go ahead and grab this information then. Let's go here to the URI and I'm going to go ahead and do an add note so we can look at it. There it is. Like I said, put a little space in there, and we don't want that particular space. So let's go ahead and edit the note. That way it's just right as rain. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and write out our URI here. So I'm going to write this out and we'll zoom a little forward. So we got everything written out, include, insert our ID. So now we're going to look at the header. So the header is going to be accept, and then entering the value with that, what we're looking at for that is this application text right there. So we're going to go ahead and copy that, and we're going to enter that in. So again, let's make sure we don't got any spaces that shouldn't have spaces. So that should be no metadata. So there we go. All right, we've taken care of the send an HTTP request. Let's go ahead and add another action. This one is we're going to use a select. We're going to go ahead and give this a name. So we're going to rename that select. We're going to say map HTML table. So our from is going to be an expression. And let's look at that so that way we can pull it up on the screen what this is going to look like. So our from is going to be the body of the send an HTTP request value. We'll show you how to do that with the expression, because putting that body in, it's going to have an output. We've got to tweak it a little bit. And then for the map enter key and enter value, we're going to have in the key side the version label, Append Comments, and again in this case it's going to be just comments, and then this is going to be comments because that is the name of my actual column, and then editor key and modify key. And then we're going to set those up as some items. Let's go ahead and map this out. So here we go. All right, so we're going to do an expression. We're going to do body, open, close, parentheses, and we're going to go ahead and go to the dynamic content. And we're going to get the send an HTTP request body. Now, as you see it, put in the outputs piece. We don't want the outputs, so we're going to delete that out, take out the one open parentheses, and then we're going to go to the end, take out the close parentheses. Instead of the body, we're going to update that to value. And we're going to go ahead and hit OK. Let's double check. That looks right. All right. And then for our map, we're going to go ahead and do version label, and then comments, and then editor, and modified. For version label, we're just going to do expression, and we're going to do item, open close parenthesis, question mark, open close bracket, single quote, and we're going to type in version label. We're going to go ahead OK. Comments, we're going to go expression, item, open close, question mark, open close bracket, single quote, and now we're going to type in comments. For editor, We're going to do expression. And now we're going to do item, question mark, close bracket. And then we're going to do editor. Now we're going to do one more question mark, open close bracket, single quote. Now we're going to do look up value. All right, we're going to do OK. And then last for modified, going to do expression, going to do item, question mark, open close bracket, single quote, and we're going to do modified. And OK. All right, now we got our table established. That way we can pull that into a nice table format. So we're going to do one more add an action. And now this action, we are going to sit here and call create HTML. And we're going to be after this create HTML table data operation. And our from is we're going to do the output from the select map HTML table. All right, now we're just going to go back down here to our create item. And there's our comments piece. We're going to click on that. And we're going to type in output so you can see all the outputs. And the output that we're after is create HTML table. And there we go. Let's go ahead and save this. We're going to go ahead and test it. Manual test. Run it. Waiting for it to run. It's been successful. So let's go look at our archive. Let's give it a little refresh. And there we go. We have the multiple choice. And there are nice little pills. We got our people, multiple people, and there's our comments that came over. I hope you really liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Thank you for stopping by. Until next time, keep learning.